Thank you for staying with us. Now, over the years, ONL and Ramblers, the Ramblers Club, have built a mutually beneficial relationship, and soon they will announce the continuation of this very partnership through sponsorship to the club. The club is also set a kickoff tournament, to kick off this weekend. It's the annual youth soccer tournament scheduled for the 4th till the 6th of August 2023. And joining us this morning with more details about this is the club's chairman, that's Mr. Cedric Ventura, as well as Harold Hecht, who is the president of the Ramblers Club. Gentlemen, a very good morning. How are you doing this morning?
Fine, surviving winter.
We're almost done with it, we'd say.
Yeah.
Almost there, yes.
Yeah. Of course, Ramblers, not new to the scene, perhaps one of the oldest clubs in Namibia. But Harold, you're here this morning to tell us more about the history of Ramblers and just the journey that's been 78 years of the Ramblers Club.
Ramblers Club was formed in October 1945, and the legend has it that it was formed by a couple of bankers from Standard Bank who didn't want to play rugby. It was all the rugby players at that time housed at the Wanderers Club, and they decided to form the Ramblers Club. Now, Ramblers is a word for to ramble, means to take over, to explore, to go places. And I think Ramblers has really gone places over the last 78 years. We are still there. We've got 400 members, very able chairman here, Mr. Cedric Ventura on my left, who's running the affairs on a daily basis. But there are challenges running a club.
Especially a club of this magnitude.
A club of this magnitude, also with COVID-19 that we've all survived, that we don't really want to talk about, but it's been a reality. Looking at the infrastructure, looking at the facilities, and then mostly all the efforts are done by the committee and all parents on a voluntary basis. It is voluntary work. You are not getting paid for what you are doing. So you are plowing back to the community. And I think that is what we want to achieve at Ramblers is give something back and give youngsters the hope to become football stars one day.
Absolutely.
Basically, in a nutshell.
Very much so.
What I might add quickly is that Ramblers started off as a football club, and in the up until the 90s and 2000s we had hockey and we had water polo and we had cricket. But now in the last 15 years we've become a pure soccer club again. And we are the only soccer club, or at least one of a few in Namibia, that houses the full spectrum of football development, in the sense that we've got the under 7 to under 19 youth development program, ladies, and obviously a first team.
Fantastic. Cedric, sorry, just to come to you, of course, just talk to us about, your experience of coming into this club with such a long and rich history, and what has it been, being the driving seat of this prestigious club here?
Yeah, I have a relationship with the club since 2010. The youth academy was started in 2008. And it was more kids talk to each other and say, I want to be associated with my friends at a specific club. So they rambled together and said, we're going to join Ramblers.
Fantastic.
And I've had a relationship with Ramblers ever since. And since 2017, I've been nominated and accepted the nomination to be the club chairperson.
Fantastic.
And as Mr. has said, we all do it on a voluntary basis. I've never looked back on my journey, and to look forward to continuing with it. And set a scene for others to come and step into this role as well.
From where you sit right now, how would you describe the overall state of the club? Coming from a pandemic, looking at the economic hardships, looking at the lack of football for so many years in the country, how would you say is the state of the Ramblers Club today?
Well, the state of Ramblers Club as a whole, it is good. We have our own premises. It comes with its own challenges. Not many clubs have survived the COVID time, but we survived with loyal supporters and parents that has contributed to keep the lights on, if I can call it that way. And we have come out a difficult time, and we have renovated our clubhouse and look forward to the future.
Very much indeed. Talks about the resilience of 78 years of existence, huh? Would you say, Harold?
Resilience.
It talks about resilience.
It talks about resilience, and it talks about perpetual succession. Succession planning is very important. Also accepting new challenges and new developments in society. All these things you got to be open up for. It's like running a business, actually. You've got your traditional business model providing a football platform, but you also got to look at the demographics, the changes, and you got to be able to adapt.
Very much. So as you rightfully put it, a lot of the work that you guys are doing is on a voluntary basis. A lot of the revenue that you're using is perhaps, through your own means, sponsorships, etc. And one of those partnerships that have really worked well for you guys is that with the Old Harbour and List Group. Just talk to us about this relationship and, of course, the renewal of this relationship as well. Yeah.
So we have journeyed with the Old Harbour and List Group from their subsidiary Namibia Dairies in 2012, where they initially sponsored the club. And out of that grew the opportunity for the group to become involved in youth development. And more specifically, because of the Namibia Dairies relationship, they opted to sponsor Ramblers as a club as a whole, but focusing more at grassroots level. Also focuses on their slogan, creating a future, enhancing life.
Yeah.
And that speaks to what ONL Group is all about. We at Ramblers are passionate about grassroots development. It has grown to the stage that we have, with this partnership, created an opportunity for youngsters to be catapulted into the Premier League and First Division leagues of the country. More specifically, the success of one key player that's now in our national team, Edma Kamatuka. And the relationships that we as a club has nurtured with other clubs to follow suit for their own youngsters.
What did the return of football mean for you as a football club?
Well, it caused lots of challenges for us. Good challenges, I hope. Good challenges and bad ones. We plowed a lot into the development of our First Division and under 19 teams. During the transitional league, we were the only club that had an active training sessions during COVID ad hocly as well. And that proved to the Premier League teams that there is a club in Windhoek. There is talent, they are fit, let's go and poach them. So with the league that came, about 8 of our players of our First Division core group moved to greener pastures. We applaud them for that move, and yes, now that soccer is in full swing, we have successfully participated in the First Division league, retained our position within the First Division, and look forward to the next season as well.
Very much. Hopefully we'll see some promotions as well, eh?
Yes.
Harold, just of course, as president of this prestigious club, yes, I'm sure you're very excited also for the new season and for the future of the club. But from the contributions, as rightfully Cedric has put it, grassroots development has always been a key part, of the club. Are you pleased with where we are, and perhaps where can we improve on things here?
Obviously, you can always improve on what you're doing. You always have to be critical to yourself, but you must also be able to celebrate your successes. Absolutely. I mean, we've been going on for 78 years, and that's an achievement on its own. We've got the fully fledged youth academy from under 7 to under 19 with mainly volunteers assisting as coaches. Grassroots development is at our heart, but also if I look at our theme or motto that was adopted in 1945, it says Equitas, which is also part of our logo. Equitas means fair play. So if we can promote fair play, teamwork, good discipline, also attributes like that, I think we're giving the youngsters a good lessons for life, and hopefully a few of them will make it into professional soccer. But we have to be realistic. Not everybody can become a professional soccer player, but we also want to build onto the national team, as Cedric has rightly alluded to, and create a sound platform for Namibian football development, and maybe also to link up with overseas clubs still one day. That is still a dream that hasn't come to fruition yet.
I was just about to ask you guys, those partnerships.
But you see, we are in a globalized economy, in a globalized world. The whole of Europe is now looking also at Africa and also at the former East states in Europe. So it's very difficult to link up with partnerships. But there's still a hope that we will get it one day, and that should still be an aim to work for. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm very optimistic about the future of Ramblers because we've got succession plans in place. We've got good partners in place. We've got prospects that we will not touch on now, but there are future developments that are looking very promising for the club.
And an exciting youth tournament slated for this weekend.
That's right.
Cedric, let's talk about that, yes.
Yeah, so we cater for the full suite of age groups, under 7 to under 19. Unfortunately, yesterday we had to learn that we can only cater up to under 17. because of time constraints and teams, the magnitude of teams that entered. So there's about 50 teams from under 7 through to under 17 participating. We will start kick off at about 2:30 on Friday afternoon and finish around about 2 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. It is an annual event that all the clubs throughout Namibia is looking forward to. We can only accommodate that many youth teams. So there are the likes of the Swakopmund and Otjiwarongo-based teams that will be traveling, and the rest will be Windhoek-based teams. All of them will be rewarded in each age group with a gold, a silver or bronze medal and a floating trophy. Apart from ONL, who is our title sponsor of this annual tournament since 2019, we also have individual age group tournament sponsors, about 6 of them. And then there are individuals that are supporters of the club that also contribute financially to ensure that this is a successful tournament.
Fantastic. Where's all of this happening?
It's happening at Ramblers Club in Pioneers Park, and we have a good partnership with the Wanderers Sports Club that has opened up their fields for us for our under 15 and under 17 teams to play at a full field as well. So it has been coming on for many years, and we look forward to welcoming the Windhoek-based supporters of all the clubs. Lots of refreshments up for grabs there as well, and just good fun around the field.
It's definitely going to be a busy weekend for you guys. I can guarantee 50 teams already. Harold, just 78 years of Ramblers this October. What do the next 78 years look like for this club?
Well, hopefully I'm going to be around for most of the next 78 years to witness that. No, seriously, we will be having our 80th anniversary celebrations in 2 years' time. We wanted to have the 75th 3 years ago, but we know what times you went through 3 years ago. The club must just accept the challenges and adapt its business model according to the challenges. It's like, and you must review yourself, your activities, like any modern business, and don't do just things because you've always done them. Challenge them critically and try and improve and accept the challenges. But I think Ramblers has got a big potential. We've got a big club facility. We've got 45,000 square meters. We are looking at developing a third field. Because football is now our only sports code, and we are focusing on that, and makes things and planning much easier. And I think as long as we can retain the volunteer work of the parents, of the club members, then the Ramblers is poised for growth and will carry on another 78 years, I'm convinced. As
far as sustainability and that very lifespan and longevity that we're talking about is concerned, how confident are you that Ramblers Club will withstand the tests of the tides that we've seen of late, be it from an economic sense, be it from a global disease sense? How sustainable is the club right now?
Well, the club is debt-free, for starters, which is where it should be after 78 years. So whatever we've been doing now lately, the renovations to the club that Cedric alluded to, were all done from own cash flow. Fantastic. We had a tough time in 2000, 2001 and 2002, but now we've gone through that. And we've got a smart partner in Old Haven List. And there are other sponsors also, like a Bank Windhoek, playing a role already. So we are also trying to increase the number of sponsors. So in case one of the sponsors does decide to leave us, that we've still got the other sponsors. So it's diversification that we're trying to reach. And but it is a constant challenge. It is a constant challenge finding volunteers to serve on the Exco. Cedric will also allude to that. It's not easy. Once you in the chairman seat, you're sort of stuck for life. You're sort of chairman for life until you
nobody wants to really
until you forcefully remove yourself. I've been through that myself.
Oh my word!
So it is really a challenge. But maybe also an appeal to the parents out there and to the members out there is people like Cedric. Don't take Cedric's input for granted. He needs constant support, but at this juncture I would like to thank him for the fantastic job that he's doing. He's a fantastic administrator. He's very good at deal making, and that's the sort of caliber that we need at Ramblers. But maybe he also wants to move on in life, so we have to also look at a succession plan.
Hopefully not yet.
Hopefully not yet. He signed a contract for another 5 years. No, I'm just joking. But we have to look at that realistically.
It almost sounds like a PSG and Kylian Mbappe situation. Mr. Cedric, just as we conclude, of course, as chairman, as the driving force, of the club, be the day-to-day operations of the club. Just, what direction is the club headed to as we conclude this interview this morning, and perhaps a final message from you to the supporters, to the parents, to the very athletes that participate and form part of this club. Yeah, just a message there.
Yeah, I think just to clarify, I'm not a full-time administrator of the club.
No.
I do this on a volunteer basis and during my free time.
Yes.
The future outlook of Ramblers and what we are doing, the future is bright for us with the smart partnerships that we have inked. And more specifically, the info that will be shared later this afternoon at the official signing ceremony.
Yeah.
But more specifically, the other opportunities in the form of relationships because of our history of a good club of the past 78 years. It shows that there's stability, and others have looked at that and started to engage with us. We will inform the public later on about that smart partnership as well.
Fantastic.
This is not the platform for it at the moment.
Unfortunately not.
Yes.
But it is a perfect platform for it.
Yeah, we will have that a dedicated platform for that.
Fantastic.
And I think the Namibian public will be excited to hear about that as well.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you all both so much for being here. Thank you for what you're doing for the wonderful sport of football, soccer as some would call it. We really appreciate it. And happy 78 years of Ramblers. May you have another 78 plus more of this wonderful club.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
There you have it. That is